Ever tried to go to a raw vegan lifestyle but have found it difficult with how much you need to eat and how much you need to buy? This is a huge concern, and it was a huge concern for me. It probably took me almost a year of eating this way to actually realize how much I needed to buy. So what I'm going to try to show you in this video is a way to expedite this process so it doesn't take you 10 months, you can do it quicker. Okay, so like I said, I've said in other videos, one of the hardest things about going raw is learning to eat enough volume, because cooked food, it's denser because we typically remove the water and then we add fat and sugars to make it taste better, and so it just becomes very, very dense. But raw food has all the sugars, all the water, all the fibers intact, so it's much bigger in volume. Okay, so we have to learn to expand our stomach. The other issue that goes in tandem with this issue is making sure we have enough ripe fruit in the house. This is a huge concern. If you don't have ripe fruit in the house, you're going to be tempted to eat something else. So when you're transitioning to being a raw vegan, it's better to buy more than you think you need, because you might actually go through it quicker. Okay? So when you're starting to shop, it's pretty easy to get things like mangoes, maybe not mangoes so much, but grapes, let's see, what else? Berries, apples, citrus fruits like oranges and grapefruits, watermelons, when those are in season. You can get those foods fairly ripe at the store, and you can normally more or less eat them right away. So those are kind of like the default foods. But one thing that does take a long time to ripen are the bananas. Okay, so with bananas, you need to buy a lot of bananas, because the bananas are going to be kind of like your meat and potatoes, sort of, quote unquote, because bananas, they're significantly they're higher in calories. So as a fruit goes, if it's higher in calories, you don't need to eat as much. Okay, so when you're transitioning, it's going to make the transition a lot easier. So a lot of the times, like, we might go to a grocery store and buy bananas like that, and they're not sweet or tasty. And for me in Canada, sometimes it can take, a week or two just to get them to look like that. Now, for me personally, I don't even want to eat bananas until probably they're kind of like maybe even closer around this stage or even this stage. Okay, sometimes even further. I've eaten probably bananas that look like this all the time. So I'm just gonna click this off here. Whoops. Sorry about that. So we want to make sure we're buying a lot of bananas. Okay, the reason you want to buy bananas is because they're denser in calories. Okay, and they take a long time to ripen. So buy a lot of bananas. Buy more food than you think you need. Okay, so one case of bananas has 40 pounds and typically has 100 bananas. Okay, if you're trying to transition to a raw vegan diet, try buying at least one of those cases a week, or at least maybe split it between buying some green bananas and then also trying to buy some more bananas on the yellower side. Okay, because if you have them all at this stage, they're all going to get ripened at the next stage, or they're all going to get ripe at the same time. But if you can buy some like this and then buy some like this each time, they're not going to be all ripening at the same time, because you always want to try to have fresh bananas, especially in the beginning. So if you do end up buying more bananas than you need, that is when the freezer comes in. Okay, freeze the bananas, and then you have a little stash of bananas when you run out of ripe bananas. Okay, because like I said, one of the biggest problems people have when they're trying to transition to a new diet is they're not used to it, so they don't maybe eat as much as they should. And if you're hungry, you're going to be tempted by cooked food. So I used to tell myself all the time, look, if you're hungry and you're thinking about eating rice or something else like that, it just means I need more raw food. I just need to eat more. Okay, so getting a ton of bananas is super, super helpful. Okay, buy lots and lots of bananas when you're transitioning to the raw food diet. And even with other fruit, buy lots and lots of fruit. You're pretty much having to eat 2 to 3 times the amount of volume that you would. So you're going to need to buy, not in calories or maybe even dollar cents, but volume-wise, 2 to 3 times the amount of volume that you would on a normal diet. Okay, so, and I would definitely encourage you to try to eat bananas on the riper side. Okay, try to eat bananas on the riper side. The other thing that is also going to really save you in the beginning is measurable. Oh, I lost myself here. What happened? View. Oops. Float on top. There we go. The other thing that's going to really help you when you're transitioning to the raw diet are measurable dates. Okay? Because again, you can buy these right away. They're really sweet. Okay? Dates and bananas are going to get you through the transition. I'm telling you. Okay? They're going to be so helpful if you're trying to transition to a raw lifestyle. If you've never bought dates, that's kind of what they look like. They're super tasty. These things have 277 calories per 100 grams. So they're very dense, okay? You can leave them in the fridge for weeks at a time. You can leave them in the freezer for months at a time. So having a little stash of frozen fruit, especially frozen bananas and frozen dates, is super helpful. Okay, so like I said, you need to have enough ripe fruit. So buy lots of fruit. Buy more than you think. You can always leave in the fridge. Things like apples and bananas and oranges, they can stay in the fridge for weeks. Bananas can go in the freezer and they can stay there for months, okay? So just, especially in the beginning, buy more than you need, because if you don't have ripe fruit, not having ripe fruit is like having dessert without sugar in it. It's just gonna be miserable. Like if you think about having your favorite dessert, maybe it's an apple pie, but no one put sugar into it, it's not gonna taste good, so you're just gonna eat more, or you're gonna eat something else that you don't wanna eat, okay? So buy lots of fruit. I hope this was helpful, everybody. If you have any questions and you want to learn how to transition to a raw food diet, or if you just want to lose some weight and perform at your ultimate runner, triathlete best, please join my free Facebook for athletes who want to get lean and go faster. Have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. Oh, and if you join the Facebook group, I'll send you my free mini course on how to do all this. All right, have a great day. Bye.